nida. So let's talk, though, about the actual fruitful and multiply type of thing, and for a moment, and we'll see that, the bond between man and woman and the idea of having sex in Judaism is one where we not denounce this as a necessary evil, that the man and woman have to engage in something like a dirty activity, and that only to procure children. That is a absolute and total misunderstanding of Judaism. And there are some movies out there, some Israeli movies out there, that portray this in a very negative light, and it's very unfortunate. We could talk more about that in the future. But for now, I want to underline the fact that Judaism's view is that God created this body and the soul together. And to be an ascetic and to reject sexuality and to reject the bodily needs and functions and make them to be dirty and appalling really is a twisting of what Judaism actually stands for. In reality, sexuality, the partnership between man and woman when they are in a loving marriage and the sexual relations are beautiful and are emotional and are fulfilling, that is exactly what God wants. That's why he created such a powerful urge of the sexual drive, because he wants it to be used in the right way. In fact, to prove this idea, we could take a look at Judaism's Song of Songs, which some view as just pure love poetry. Now, on one level it is. On another level, it's the relationship between God and the Jewish people. But the bottom line of Song of Songs, which is a part of the canon of the 24 books of the Torah, is that Rabbi Akiva said in the Talmud that all the books of the songs and whatnot, and the various books of the Tanakh, not referring to the Hebrew Bible per se, the 5 books of Moses, but the other writings and whatnot, are all holy. But he said Song of Songs is the Holy of Holies, the Kodesh Kodashim, which basically means that when done right, the relations between man and woman can be the highest form of both emotional, physical, and spiritual activity. And it's considered very much on a high plane, and it should not be considered to be negative in any shape or form. I want to end off with a connection to something that's happening now in the place that I live in the mid-Atlantic area of the United States. Maryland, D.C., Virginia, maybe parts of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and maybe parts of other parts of the area have this phenomena of every 17 years, a insect called the cicada comes out. It burrows out, that's been basically hidden underneath the ground. They eat the sap of the tree to stay alive. And for 17 years, they wait until there's enough of them, of a population of trillions, that come out en masse, as it's coming out now. And what they do is they get rid of their shell, and then they mate. The males and females mate. And after they mate, they die. But in the meantime, the eggs are put back. Before they die, the eggs from the female are put back into the ground. And the process begins again of 17 years, them hatching and growing until, again, they fulfill their mission, as it were, of mating. I find this to be incredibly a spiritual concept. And you hear in the mornings, we hear this loud din of song, the song of the cicada, where they are mating and are, the male is calling out to the female and the female's responding. They mate, they fulfill their purpose, and then they no longer are living. I think it's incredible. And I think this can be connected to this idea of the beauty and the wonder of sexuality, and specifically the love between man and woman. And that is one of their destinies, is to have that loving type of experience, and also, in many cases, to have children, to mate and have progeny. It's a wonderful thing. Not everyone can do it because of various, sometimes medical things or whatnot, but even so, the sexual act in and of itself, even when it does not procure children, is one considered to be wonderful and a very, very high level and a very, very important piece of one's tafkid, one's purpose in life. True, we're not the cicada. We have a lot more going on, but it is one of the greatest experiences, and one that God fully wants us to be involved in the proper way. Thank you so much, and we'll continue next time with more Shtisel Man, and don't forget to subscribe.